the leaders at Grace Avenue in the beginning? Well, we had a variety of different leaders. We had both pastors and we had lay people, and we had people that were extremely committed. Some people you may remember, few of us are still around, but there may be some others you don't remember. A couple weeks ago, I ran into somebody that was here as a leader, but you may not remember them. Let me give you this quiz by watching this video.
Hey everyone, it's Billy Eccles-Richter. We're at the closing session of the North Texas Annual Conference. And for the last 2 days, I have had the honor and privilege of being with a very dear and friend that we've known for a long time. I bet you don't even know who this is. This is a former staff member of Grace Avenue United Methodist Church. He's a part of our very rich history. You have 10 seconds to figure out who it is. Go. Okay, time's up. This is the Reverend Troy Sims. Troy was at our church in the early days, and he was the very first staff youth director that we had at Grace Avenue, and it was such an honor to see him. Troy now lives in Williamsburg, Virginia, and he is a pastor there, and it was just so great to run into him. He's still a member of our annual conference, and I think you said it's the first time you've been here since 2011?
That's correct.
That's great. Well, so Troy's here. He just wanted to say a quick word of greeting to you as he has come to be a part of this conference.
It is such a pleasure to be able to greet you and to wish you a happy anniversary. And it was such a thrill to be a part of the staff, to be a part of the history of this wonderful congregation. And I'm excited to see where all you have come and look forward to hearing where you'll be going in the future. So my prayers continue with you as you continue the work of making disciples of Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world.
Troy, it's so great to be with you. God bless you. Have a safe trip back to Virginia.
Thank you.
So, not many of us remember Troy Sims, but what a gift Troy was to our church in the early days as our first paid youth director. You know, Troy is a good example of some of the people that came through, and we remember some of their names, and some of them maybe we don't. But here's what was so important. When we talk about leadership at Grace Avenue, we believe in two very important things that have been true since the beginning. We believe in shared leadership, and we believe in servant leadership. And those are the qualities that we've looked for in people, and whether they were on staff and they were paid, or whether they were volunteers and they were lay people, those two things become very important. The idea of shared leadership, that not one person makes a top-down decision, but that we collaborate together and we share together in the decision making and the idea making and in the way in which we listen to the Spirit of God. But then also we believe in servant leadership, that every one of us should be willing to do whatever is required of us to live into the ministry that we have. And there's not some things that certain people do and certain people don't do. Nobody's too good to do the servant leader role. I always say to people, I don't want to ask you to do anything I wouldn't be willing to do myself. And that's been a very important part. When you look back at our setup crews in the very beginning, when you look at how we had to do so many different things in our ministry when we had less building than we have now, all the way up to, like right now, the Vacation Bible Camp volunteers that have been here. We have some kids that went to Vacation Bible Camp, and they have now been leaders in Vacation Bible Camp for many, many years as well. What a blessing that is. God has also raised up leaders within our community, and we see that when you start to look around and you realize that some of the pastors that we have now actually came up through this church. And that is such a blessing to know that we've been raising up leaders, we've been welcoming other leaders that have brought in, but the key is we believe deeply, as we did early in the ministry of Grace Avenue, we believe in something very much today, and that is the idea of shared leadership and servant leadership.